Hello and welcome to Odds on Ligue match day 34, last match day in France, and we have a couple of games also on Wednesday. We have actually Lens PSG second against the first PSG, looking for another title. Alain, with the draw will be enough for Luis Enrique's men to celebrate once again the title.
Yeah, it's near. It's really near. Lens need to win 3-0 this game, and after winning in Lyon, and Paris need to lose against PSG. The probability is really poor right now. Yes, it's the best team, or it's the top 3 best team in Europe, no doubt about that. This season, in my opinion, Luis Enrique managed really well the energy about the team, because remember last season the team played 70 games with the Club World Cup, and yes, is another big success for Luis Enrique in Paris. But clearly the champions will be the key, not to have a final judgment about this season for them.
Well, PSG looking to win all the titles, but the Coupe de France, of course, let's talk about them in a bit. Also, we have the Champions League spots on stake in this last match day, and the last spot to go to the play-outs between Nice, Auxerre, or even Le Havre. So stay with us, guys. Let's analyze all the games. Let me know in the comments, as always, your tips. And now let's go on with the show. And Alain, we have 2 postponed games on Wednesday because Strasbourg was playing the conference and PSG the Champions League. First one is Brest, Strasbourg here. Nothing on stake. We saw Strasbourg fans very angry at the players when they lost to Rayo Vallecano. It was, I guess, a bad season for Strasbourg because the investment was big. They had the Ross Senior, the Chelsea group changed the managers, and it didn't work out in neither of the clubs. And now they finished the season with Brest, that a team that is on holidays, only 2 points in the last 7 games.
Yeah, Strasbourg finished really bad the season. Last 9 games, only 2 wins. 1 win in Champions in Ligue 1. And another win in conference against Mainz. Except that, the team, in my opinion, the team have problem inside of the vestry, in the relationship with the fans. We saw that after the game against Rayo Vallecano. And in that game, we felt a team without idea, a team tired. Strasbourg need a refresh, need to have a meeting with the fans, because you can work with that atmosphere with the fans. It's really toxic. And season was long, was heavy, and the team finished bad. And yes, I think it's something normal when do you work with that type of condition. And both games now are not don't have any importance, because Strasbourg will not play European Cup the next season. It's impossible for them to catch Monaco for the 7th spot, because in the case of Lens win the Coupe de France, the 7th spot is a Conference League spot. And for this game, we saw in Angers a team, yes, they do something good in the first half, but in the second half, Strasbourg was not in the field with the mentality, with the concentration. Brest, in change in Paris, do a serious game in the defensive aspect. Difficult for them to create occasion. And Paris was really motivated to win this game. Luis Enrique known the importance of this game. He catch the 3 points. Brest needed to finish better the season. Only 7 points up respect to Nice, who mark the play-out line. It was not the ambition. I think that the team in the last 2 months was not in the field. Was not in the field with the motivation, with the mentality. They lose the collective spirit. But for this game, in my opinion, Brest have something more respect to Strasbourg, and I choose Brest winning odds 2.73.
And the game that should decide the title is Lens PSG. With a draw is enough for PSG, although we all know that they are gonna win anyway the title, but they are also thinking in the Champions League final. We saw a big turnover against Brest. Let's see which players Luis Enrique risk for this game against Lens. Is a pity, by the way, that this game got postponed in the Champions League quarterfinals. I think it was the time Lens pushing the accelerator until the end. Alain, David Nantes to stay alive still in the league, and remember also that they have a cup final until the end of the season, so it could be a brilliant season for both of them.
Yes, brilliant season for both of them. Lost the biggest surprise in the Ligue. The goal was not the Champions League, and is the rival of PSG, because during some moment during the season, Nantes lost follow the rhythm about PSG, and they deserve that season in Lens. Now finishing second and win the Coupe de France is one of the best seasons in the history of Nantes, no doubt about that. Now that they must accomplish that. This game, yes, is lost known. PSG will catch point in the last game. PSG will lose this game with 3 goals difference, and but in the content, Lens will play competitive with mentality. We know when they played in Bollard, Lens this season was brilliant. Is the best team playing at home, and for that reason, in my opinion, PSG will win in Lens. For that, I choose Lens double chance 1x odds 1.86.
Very risky choice. Smart bet is going for first half Lens, so Lens to win at halftime. The odds are very high, 3.8. Let's see if the mind of the players is in the Champions League final in Budapest, or they are still in France trying to get at least a point. Well, these 2 games are from the match day 29, both to be played on Wednesday, and on Sunday we have all the games in the last match day in France. Match day 34, as I mentioned, fight for Europe, fight to avoid the relegation. Let's start, Alain, first with this friendly game, Brest-Angers. They are both safe in the bottom part of the table. Angers drew with Strasbourg after defeats with Auxerre and PSG. And well, we already analyzed Brest in the game they have to play in midweek.
Yes, it's a friendly game. Basically, in the last 15 games, only Nantes and Metz are worse respect to Angers, the worst attack. 8 goals only in the last 15 games for Angers. The second part was really difficult, and the board must maybe to reconsider the politic, not to sold your 2 best offensive player during the January market. Because that one affects clearly the team, and the team worked really well in the first leg and have the advantage to save the category. But warning, because if Auxerre win and Nice win, Angers are totally out, but only for 1 point. And that one, when I remember in January, Edu, Angers was 8 or 9 points up respect to the play out line. And yes, this project is finished. Is finished. In Brest is finished too, but Brest is last 2 games at home. I trust in Brest, and I choose Brest winning. Odds 1.82.
Next game we are going to analyze is Strasbourg, Monaco. This one is important for Monaco. It's very likely that they are not playing European football next season. Is strange, Alain. They were very close to knock out PSG from the Champions League, and then they crumble in Ligue 1. I guess the change of manager didn't work at this moment in time. Lost to Lille in the last game. Is only 1 win in the last 5 Ligue 1 games. They have to win at least here.
It's one of the most stranger season in Europe of Monaco, because the potential are here. We saw in January, February, March, April, Monaco was brilliant and was a team with more points in Ligue 1. And after, in the last 5, I don't know what happened. They won only against Metz, draw against Auxerre, draw against Toulouse, losing 4-1 against PFC, losing against Lille. What happened with this team? It's for pride. It's for pride, that, because we don't understand what happened with the team, because Pocognoli in the last weeks was better. The team found an identity, but the last five cost to fighting for the champions, because if Lens win the Coupe de France, Monaco will play in conference next season. But it is not a success. It was not the goal. The goal was stay again in champions. And they are really far right now for the regularity, especially. Strasbourg, the last 4 at home, they lose. Against Rayo, against Toulouse, against Nice in semi-final, the Coupe de France, against Rennes. What happened in Strasbourg? Maybe in Strasbourg we can understand. It's a young vestiary. Something is broke. The ambient put a lot of pressure, because there are not for Bluco, and they don't want to be the second team of Chelsea. But in spite of that, we have a lot of talent. You must to play the game. And yes, in my opinion, Monaco have a small chance to pass Olympique de Marseille. They will play that totally. And when we saw the last game at home for Strasbourg, I choose Monaco winning, odds 2.25.
Risky. They have to win, but it's impossible to trust this bipolar Monaco. Next game is Lille-Auxerre. This is one of the most important games we have this weekend, because Lille try to grab the 3rd spot. Remember, direct access to the Champions League. They just have to win, as simple as that. And Auxerre are right now safe, but level on points with Nice. They beat Nice and Angers in the last 2 games. That's why they are out of the bottom 3. How do you see this one, Alain? Last 4 games, by the way, for Lille, under 2.5 goals.
Yeah, and it's strange, the game at home. Lille at home in the last games. I missed something. Only winning in the derby against Lens. It was the most difficult game in Ligue 1. Draw against Le Havre, draw against Nice, and draw against Lorient, who is really uncomfortable when they played away. It's so strange. It's so strange what happened in Lille when they played in Morois. Now, in my opinion, Lille is for me virtually a Champions League team. Why? Now that they are fighting to avoid the playoff of Champions League, and it is not a good memory for French football. and they're fighting with Lyon because Rennes need to win in Marseille, and I don't see that. And that one, if Rennes don't win in Marseille, Lille is Champions League team for sure, is mathematically, but they are fighting with Lyon for the third spot, and that one is really, really, really important because in change in Lyon we have Lyon-Lens, and if Lens can do a bad favor to Lens, to Lille, to lose the third position, in my opinion, Lens can do that, you know. And yes, it's difficult because they're played against Auxerre, and Auxerre is urgently needed point. Auxerre is the first time after 30 games in this Ligue 1, they are out of the relegation and the play-out. After winning against Nice, Auxerre are out. Right now is safe, but Nice play against Metz. And going to Lille, yes, Lille in the last weeks was not the best at home, but Auxerre this season won only in Metz one time. And yes, I don't choose 1x2 for this game. I choose Lille over 1.5 goals in the game, odds 1.90.
Next one is Lorient Le Havre. Here Le Havre only 1 point more than Nice and Auxerre, so they could fall into the bottom three. Lorient, for Lorient is a friendly game, although they are catching good results lately. Not easy this game for Le Havre.
No, Le Havre is a risk. It's a risk, but yeah, Le Havre is easier to see Lille quit point to Auxerre than Le Havre winning in Lorient. In spite of Lorient are not ambition right now, but Lorient at home is really difficult to move. Only 2 games losing since the beginning of the season is brilliant at home. There that offensive philosophy since decade, and there do his fans have a really good season, because I enjoyed when I saw the game in between Lorient and the rival, especially when they played at home. Le Havre, yes, the voice speak about economical problem or difficulties. The team are not so focused. The team have the habit to have a draw in the last 5 draw for Le Havre. Maybe a draw can be enough if Auxerre don't win or Nice don't win to save the category. But in Lorient is difficult. I choose Lorient winning because the logical want that, but who can choose the X2 double chance, maybe they can catch, because Le Havre is urgently needed of point, but I follow with Lorient winning odds 2.52.
Okay, in trouble Le Havre. Next one is a friendly game, Nantes Toulouse. Nantes got relegated last week after losing to Lens, a team that played 𝐻𝐿𝐴 final, played in Europe recently. It was a disaster this season, and well, they have their last game at home against Toulouse. That surprised us, beating Lyon in the previous game.
Yes, Toulouse was one of the most difficult teams to predict this season, because we wait a difficult season. They don't have a difficult season, but when they need to improve and stay with the train for with the team was fighting for the Europe, they miss always. And they finish well. They finish well because the last 3 games against European team, they don't lose. 7 points to 9. Beat Lyon, beat Strasbourg away, and draw against Monaco. They finish well. They finish really well. Not is sad. Not is sad. Not is again a team in Ligue 2. internal problem, manager sad, player will leave, not must to rebuild a team in a really hard category. Czech Saint-Etienne are not direct in Ligue 1, Reims 2 and Montpellier 2, and the last three teams go down, are not going back to Ligue 1 except Saint-Etienne, who is playing the play out. The only maybe tension we can have is the memory of a play out between Nantes and Toulouse 5 years ago, when Nantes, with the referee, stole the promotion for Toulouse, and that, yes, create a small rivalry, but in the squad right now, not a lot of players are playing. For that reason, I choose 𝐻𝐿 in Nantes, odds 3.60.
Next game, Nice-Metz. This is a must win for Nice if they want to avoid the play out. Remember that they started the season playing the Champions League preview against Benfica, and now they are fighting to avoid relegation. They still need to play the Cup final, but well, Alain, no wins in Ligue 1 since the 14th of March. Luckily, the schedule put the Metz at home in the last game.
Yes, it's a big chance in Auxerre. I don't know what happened, because in most of part of the game, this was well in the game, create more than Auxerre, was most dangerous. But they don't have the efficiency the team had in Coupe de France, who permit to go into Paris to play the final. Now, Metz, the last game about Metz, you see the defense of Metz. Yes, in the last 5 is over 2.75 every game, and received a lot of goal. The last game against Lorient, we can say Metz are not more in the field. I don't know which type of motivation Metz can have for this last game. I have a lot of doubt Metz can catch point in Nice. Nice will start really hard the game, really intense, to score quickly, because when that's this type of game, when do you have that menace to the play out, when do you don't score, the minute pass, and after is difficult. For this, PUL will work this week about the intensity of the game, and I see a team with game with goal. I choose goal market over 2.75 goals on 1.84.
And one of the games of the weekend is Rennes, very important for the European spots. Rennes still can take the Champions League spots. Marseille also trying to get into Europe. OM finally beat Le Havre, with Greenwood scoring the goal after the disaster against Nantes. And Rennes are in great form. Alain, 5 wins in the last 6 games, including the last one against Paris FC.
Yeah, in the last 10 games, Rennes have the same points than PSG. Only 2 points less Lille, who is the best team in the last 10 games in Ligue 1. And it's curious because 𝗵𝗵𝗿𝗲𝗀, the manager of Marseille, was the manager of Rennes. And with him, the team was out of the Champions League spot. And Fred Hez, former managers of Nice and Lens, arrive in Bretagne, and the team start to have an impressive average of points, because 22 points in 10 games is a lot. And yes, now they can have some hope, no, to catch a Champions League spot, but they don't have the they don't depend to themselves. You must win in Marseille, but maybe it should be not enough, because if Lyon and Lille win, you are out. And yes, it's a difficult game. After the game in Le Havre, Marseille won. Marseille can pass Stade Rennais, because if Marseille won, Marseille will finish fifth in the league, and it's a small consolation to catch the Europa League for sure. Not waiting for the final, the cup final. And yes, I don't choose 𝐿𝐴 Marseille are not fit. Marseille suffer. Marseille won with difficulties in Le Havre. Boufal miss a penalty, and I am not so positive with Marseille. I am not so confident, more than positive. And Rennes can score in Marseille. For that, I choose goal market over 2.75 goals, odds 1.75.
And another good game is Lyon-Lens. We already analyzed Lens, and this one is very important for Lyon. Alain, they have to win to get into the Champions League, if they are lucky, even to get into the top three and avoid the playoffs of the Champions League, because the French teams are always out in August of the Champions League. Lyon, it was a surprise seeing them losing against Toulouse after 4 consecutive wins.
Yeah, Lens, Lyon too was a little inconstant. We saw very good moment from Lyon in December, January. The team was brilliant, and the team finished first in the conference, in the Europa League stage. And yes, it's a young team. It's a really young team. In Toulouse, you must catch point. You can lose in Toulouse with that form. I don't understand sometimes Fonseca with the management of the player, and especially with the mentality. Sometimes I see a so much academic team, but in some field you must be more aggressive and play with another attitude, and that's what must to change for Lyon, especially if they go to the champions. In my mind, I think Lens will not be so motivated for this game, because if Lens lose this game and Lille don't win against Le Havre, Lille finish fourth, and we know the rivalry between Lens and Lille, and Lens play during the week against PSG. My opinion is his final, and Lens is sure to finish second, and for that, in my opinion, is a value bet. The Lyon winning. I choose Lyon winning, odds 1.86.
And the last game is a derby, Paris FC PSG. Remember that Paris knocked them out of the Coupe de France earlier in the season. Paris having a really good end of the season. They lost to Rennes, but won 4 out of the last 5 games. I guess also, Alain, at this moment in time, PSG will be champions of France and only thinking in the Champions League final.
Yes, correctly. It's a derby, but it's a new derby. It's not a derby with decade of rivalry. It's a new derby. But yes, PFC won in Parc des Princes in Coupe de France. Lose 2-1 in the first leg, and is his first derby at home against Paris Saint-Germain. PFC want to finish well. PSG, in my opinion, will make a lot of turnover, and I choose a risk for this game, and I choose PFC double chance 1x, odds 2.88.
Well, this is it for our last video in Ligue 1. Alain, one season more, we've analyzed every single game in Ligue 1. It's not easy, and it's long, the road. I hope you enjoyed, guys. I hope you made some money also out of Alain's tips and spend, the time with us. It's time to say goodbye. Let me remind you, of course, that you have our tipster competitions going on. Check them out. You can win some money and it's completely for free to participate. Alain, let's put the cherry on top of the cake with your safe bet.
Metz, Nice winning, odds 1.41.
And your ACCA?
Brest winning at home, Lorient winning at home, Lyon winning at home, and Metz over 2.75 goals for a total 15.61.
Wow, Alain feels generous in his last ACCA. Alain, thank you. It's been a pleasure the whole season. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Ciao.